I'm Anil Kumar. Let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching my videos and posting excellent questions. This question is from one of our subscribers who want to understand continuity for piecewise functions. The question here is, find the value of a and b, these two constants, for the f of x to be continuous function, where f of x is equal to x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2 when x is less than 2, ax square minus bx plus 3 when x is greater than or equal to 2 and less than 3, and 2x minus a plus b when x is greater than or equal to 3. You can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now clearly we are given three different pieces here to make it continuous. Each individual piece is continuous. They could be discontinuous at the point where they are joining, right? So let's look into the point where x is equal to 2. Now at x equals to 2, we have to consider these two equations. So it becomes a rational function where there is a whole, right? It is less than 2. And then we have a quadratic function where the value should fill in that point. Then it becomes continuous. You get the idea. So first equation we get with x equals to 2. Now if I write x equals to 2 here, what do I get? Well, the numerator here could be written as x squared minus 4 over x minus 2. Could be simplified. Let's do that part first. X plus 2 times x minus 2 divided by x minus 2. So it is basically equal to x plus 2. Do you see that? Correct? So at x equals to 2, this part here is x plus 2, right? So at 2, we could write x plus 2 should be equal to this equation, which is ax squared minus bx plus 3 at x equals to 2. So that is how we get our first equation. So let's substitute 2 here. So we get 2 plus 2 equals to a times 2 squared minus b times 2 plus 3. So we get 4 equals to 4a minus 2b plus 3. Taking 3 to this side, we get 1 equals to 4a minus 2b, right? So that is our first equation. We'll call this as equation 1. Now let's investigate what happens at 3. Now at 3, the parabola and the linear function should have the same value, matching value, right? So let's work on this. So at x equals to 3, let's substitute 3 here. We get a times 3 squared minus b times 3 plus 3 should be equals to 2 times 3 minus a plus b. That gives you 9a minus 3b plus 3 equals to 6 minus a plus b. Now bringing a's and b's to the left side, we get 10a minus 4b. Taking the constant to the right side equals to 3. So we get our second equation. So we have two unknowns, a and b, and two equations. So you could easily solve this now. So I'd like you to pause the video, solve the equation, and then look into my suggestions. Now to solve this equation, what we can do is we can multiply this by 2, right? So times it by 2. So we get 2 equals to 8a minus 4b. Now let's call this as equation 3. From equation 3 and equation 1, we can solve for a, right? So let's do equation 3 minus equation 2, right? So if I do that, b parts get cancelled. So we'll do equation 3 minus equation 2. So what do we get? 8a minus 10a gives us minus 2a, minus 4b and minus 4b cancel, and 2 minus 3 gives us minus 1, and that gives you the value of a as minus 1 over minus 2, or half. So we get a value for a which is half. Substituting the value of a in any one of our equations, we can find what b is, right? So let's substitute a equals to half in equation 1. Is it okay? So in equation 1, if I substitute a equals to half, I could get b, right? So let's do that. So we get 1 equals to 4 times half minus 2b. Rearrange. 2b equals to 4 divided by 2 is 2. Taking away 1, which is 1. So that gives you the value of b as also half. You see that? So we get the value for a and b, and both are equal to half. So our answer here is a equals to half and b is also equal to half. Perfect. So I hope the concept is clear. So here we do have a hole, and this hole is being filled up by the parabola. So that becomes continuous. In this case, we have a point on the parabola, and which is a hole, since it is not including 3, and this is being filled up by this 3, right? So that makes the other part also continuous, which also gives us 2 equations to work with, and so we could easily find both the unknowns. So I hope the concept is absolutely clear. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and share my videos with your friends. If you like and subscribe to them, that will be great. Thanks for watching, and all the best.